Yo, what up? So, HIDIVE, an anime streaming site, has sent me some anime in a box, and we're gonna see what's inside. Thanks for sending the anime, HIDIVE, and you can watch these shows on HIDIVE, so check that out if you're interested. But otherwise, let's see what's inside. Alright, first up, we got Shirobako, which I actually already own, but now I can give it to a friend. This is an amazing show. I've talked about it on the channel before. Basically, it's about the nitty-gritty of anime production, like very behind the scenes, like almost like a documentary showing how difficult it is for anime to be produced. Great characters, really interesting details about how anime production works. And I say this to everybody, but if you watch this show, you will really appreciate even the shittiest anime. You will appreciate that it was ever made in the first place, because there's so much work and just conflict and trouble in the process. It's a miracle anime gets made. Also super inspirational about like trying to follow your dreams even though it's really tough. Like it's not like, it's a very realistic show. So I like that it doesn't like glorify the anime production process or anything. It shows how hard it is, and yet shows that people can do good work despite the sort of obstacles in their way. Alright, here's a classic. This is Azumanga Daioh. I love Azumanga Daioh. If you haven't seen it, it's a high school comedy, basically. All the main characters are girls, and it's very slice of lifey by the same guy who wrote Yotsuba, which is my favorite manga. The characters are super endearing. The main girl is Chiyo. She is a 10-year-old girl who is so smart that she gets to go straight up to high school. You've got Yomi, who's kind of sarcastic and snarky. Sakaki, who is my favorite, and she's a super shy, tall girl who loves cats, but everyone thinks she's like this aloof badass, even though she's just a giant nerd. Osaka is just a head in the clouds, bizarre weirdo. Tomo is an obnoxious piece of garbage, so I love her. And Kagura is the sporty girl. There isn't necessarily a big plot. It's pretty much just these girls getting doing funny shit and having a good time. Their teachers are really funny. It's just a really funny show. An older one, but I love it. I love Azumanga Daioh. The manga's good too, but I think the anime, both the anime and the manga, are really good on their own rights. Kiyohiko Azuma is one of the best, like, just comedy writers in manga, I think. I think his work is just amazing in terms of comedic timing and just, I don't know, content and delivery, I guess. I don't know, it's so funny. Speaking of comedies, here's another anime that I love. I watched this basically in one sitting, and this is Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. If you don't know what the concept is, basically, there's this girl, Chiyo, and she becomes the assistant for Nozaki, who turns out is secretly a very well-known mangaka, a manga author, who writes shoujo manga for girls. She is in love with him. He doesn't know that she is. There are other characters too, like Kashima, who is a girl who looks very much like a handsome boy, and all the other girls fall for her. There's Mikoshiba, who's a giant nerd who also gets a lot of attention from the ladies, but is a super shy, awkward loser who gets embarrassed really easily. It's really funny. There's a lot of anime comedy that falls completely flat for me, but Nozaki-kun presents its jokes in such a clean and just expertly fashioned way that like they all hit. The characters are all great. They interact with each other in really fun ways. There's a lot of funny scenarios. And it's also just and there's some nice little romantic moments that Nozaki usually ruins, but there's that too. I love the main character. She's such a sweet girl. It's a great show. I don't recommend a lot of anime comedies, because a lot of them are not really for me, but this is one I highly recommend. It is hysterical. This is also the limited edition, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. All of these are on their store, actually, so you can buy them as well as watch them on streaming. And finally, this is my favorite anime. This is Chihayafuru. Chihayafuru is about a girl named Chihaya who really loves this game called Karuta. And Karuta is this very obscure game, even by Japanese standards, where there are these poetry cards laying out. They have verses of poetry on them, and a reader reads out a verse, and whoever hits the correct corresponding verse first on their side gets a point, or whatever. Not a point, but whoever, they try to hit these poetry cards as fast as they can and try to clear their side. It sounds very not interesting, and it sounds kind of hard to understand, but trust me, watch this show, give it a couple episodes, it's fascinating. First of all, the characters are wonderful. I love all of them. Chihaya basically is just trying to recruit a bunch of her fellow students to a karate team, and they're all like, we don't care about karate. Well, some of them like karate, some of them don't, but she's just trying because she loves karate so much. She wants to get better at it, and so she's trying to make this team. And watching this sort of team of misfits get together and form a team and start going into competition and stuff, it's so gratifying because there's such wonderful characters. And the game itself, it doesn't sound interesting when I describe it, but the direction in this show is amazing. It really makes you excited, like in terms of just like you watch these hand movements just go like super fast or sometimes super slow when they're doing slow motion. The presentation of the show makes you excited to watch karate being played. After watching the show, I was interested. I saw karate at a street festival once, and it was so interesting seeing it being played in real life. So even if the concept sounds like, what is that? That sounds boring as hell. Give it a shot. It's a fantastic show. I absolutely adore it. So please watch Chihayafuru, my favorite anime of all time. Alright, thank you HIDIVE for presenting this. This is awesome. A lot of my favorite shows, so cool. If you guys want to check out their shows, you can check it on the link below. You can watch stuff on stream or get stuff from their store if you want. But thank you very much, HIDIVE. Peace.